Hello there, Stampers. It's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. Today, we're going to talk tulips, and we're going to talk tulip time and where the name of my business, Klompen Stampers, came from. Now, don't worry, I'm going to stamp. We're going to make some really fun tulip note cards. But this time of year, I always like to just chit-chat a little bit and explain Klompen Stampers, because I get asked all the time, what does it mean? Are you Dutch? What's the deal behind it? So in a nutshell, way back 27 years ago or so, when I was starting my Stampin' Up business and could name my business and name my demonstrator team, I didn't know what to name it, so I kind of polled my team members. And one of my team members, unfortunately, she's not with us anymore on my team, but she came up with the name Klompen Stampers. Now that comes from the fact that at the time I lived in Holland, Michigan, which is just like right over there. Now I'm in Zeeland, Michigan. But in Holland, every single year they have the big Tulip Time Festival. This has been going on forever and ever and ever and ever. And it's a big deal. I am not originally from this area, so when I first moved to Holland, Michigan, I loved Tulip Time. There's parades, there's all kinds of fun stuff. But there's also Klompen dancers. That's a big part of Tulip Time. Not all the high school, it's kind of like an extracurricular activity where you can be a Klompen dancer, and then alumni are Klompen dancer. Basically, they are all dressed up in full, authentic Dutch costumes, and they dance throughout. It's like a 2-week period of Tulip Time, and they're just super fun to watch, but it's a big deal. And they're called Klompen dancers. So that is where kind of the play on words came. Let's just call our team Klompen Stampers. And it's been that ever since. So I've also embraced the tulips, the wood shoes that you can see back there. My office has tulips and wooden shoes all over it. So that's where Klompen Stampers came from, in case you've wondered. And it's May, which is when Tulip Time is. So this time of year, we absolutely have to stamp tulip cards, hello, in the mini catalog that goes through the end of June. There's 2 stamp sets that several people have asked if I designed them. I sure could have. One is all about tulips. The other one has a windmill with tulip fields. They're definitely very unique to my area of the country. It's a very Dutch area. So anyhow, we're going to stamp some quick and easy note cards today. As always, my projects are easy. These especially, we're doing SIP cards. Stamps, ink, and paper. I really believe that's all you need to make beautiful cards and send them off to people. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in all this stuff. But what do you need? SIP. Stamps, I for ink, P for paper. So that's what we're going to do today, is focus on some layouts for some SIP cards, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to stamp with the Flowering Tulips stamp set. Now it's in the mini catalog, but it's also in the new annual catalog that started. So phew, we have the stamp set for at least a whole nother year, because I'm going to use it a lot. I'll tell you that right now. All righty, you ready to stamp? Let's flip the camera down and let's get to work. So now that you know a little bit about where Klompen Stampers came from, let's go ahead and stamp some tulips in honor of Tulip Time in Zeeland, Michigan, or Holland, Michigan. I live in Zeeland, but they're kind of like blended together. So the Flowering Tulip stamp set makes 3 different sized tulips, and each tulip is comprised of 2 pieces. So these 2, and these 2. It's a 2-step, so we're going to stamp one a little bit darker and one a little bit lighter. Now what I like about this set is we've also got thank you, birthday, thinking of you, some general love you greetings. So especially if you're a newer stamper, this one stamp set will make some beautiful things with just this. Again, minimal supplies. Grab a couple ink pads and some cardstock. Now I have cut several pieces already of the basic white cardstock here, because I just want to show you how easy it is to create different layouts with these stamps. So we're going to just start by always putting on our greeting first, because that way we know if I put that over to the right, I just have room to put some tulips right here. So let's go ahead and start with our largest tulip on this one. So we're going to go ahead and, let's put it over here. We're going to stamp the more outline, bolder piece first, And then the second one, because we want it a little bit lighter, we're going on that scrap paper to make it a shade lighter. Now you could use a couple of different colored ink pads if you wanted to, but I've always tended to just use one ink pad and stamp one off to get my two different shades. Less pads I need to have out, and then I know my colors really coordinate. Put the little black pieces in the center there, and then we only have one stem, but it kind of has a slight curve. We can actually flip this and have the curve kind of going one way and another way. And then the set has two different leaves. Now I played around trying to make these a two-step leaf, but I don't think they really work that good that way. So what I like to do is kind of vary the leaves. So let's use this one, which I think is the little bit smaller one. We'll use that on our left tulip here. And then the other one, let's come and bring it in here. Now, nice thing about this leaf is you can flip it both directions, because tulip leaves tend to, kind of curve out like that. And you can put it as, high up or as low as you need to. So it just gives you a lot of variety for creating your layout. So there's one. Now, like I said, we want to just kind of play around here so I can show you, one, how quick and easy these cards are, but two, how just vary your greetings, and then you can just, have all different cards here. So let's see, make sure I have the right pieces here. For this one, let's go ahead and just use the smallest tulip. Let's see, can we put 3 on there? And again, it's two-step. So here is our one that's going to fill in and give us that little bit lighter shade. And then we can grab our stem. But you see how easy this is? I mean, you could just stamp tulips all day long. I just think it's kind of fun to play around and use a couple different layouts with them. So that's what I wanted to show you. So we'll intermix our leaves here even, within the different tulips. Flip. And the reason I keep flipping it is because I want a nice part of the curve to come along a stem there. Okay, let's see, we'll just stick one in there. I don't know why. I have this thing that every tulip has to have 2 leaves, even if it's a short little one down there. So there we go. There's another layout idea for you. So, we could just stamp forever and ever. And that's what I did originally when I designed these cards. I cut a whole stack of the cardstock, and then I just started playing. I'm like, oh, let's put a big one here, a big one there. And you know what? I think I just did these 2 backwards. That's okay. It works. It should have been dark the other way, but it will work just fine. Let's see. There we go. So, you know what? There's no right or wrong way to stamp tulips, because if you go look out in nature, they're all going to look a little bit different. Now, we're going to just finish up this layout, and then I'm going to show you how I finish these note cards off. This is just basic white. Now, the size of it, if you want to recreate these cards, hop over to my website. The link will be in the video description to take you to the specific blog post showing you these cards. And I'll have pictures of them, as well as the list of all the supplies I use. So the colors, the cardstock, and all the measurements, so you know exactly how to cut these pieces. Now, to finish off my note cards, I just took a layer of black to put behind it, and then I stuck them onto our note cards and envelopes. I use note cards and envelopes all the time because they come in a package of 20 with the note cards and the envelopes. So with a little additional cardstock, cut some pieces, and then easily you have your cards. Now, let's go ahead and just pull in the 4 that I made ahead of time. Now you'll notice this one, I did add a couple butterflies. These are a great little embellishment. They're nice and flat, so you don't have to worry about extra postage and all of that fun stuff. But I think they add just a little touch on there. But you can see on each one, I also stamped the inside. So we've got our birthday, thinking of you. And just see, just played around with those tulips and had them going in different directions, mixed and matched the 3 different sizes. And there you go. That's how easy it is to stamp tulips using our Flowering Tulip stamp set. Can't get any easier than that. Stamps, ink, and paper. That's all you really need. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about where the name Klompen Stampers comes from. And over on that blog post, I'll also link a couple of videos. They're not mine, but ones that show Klompen dancers. So you can learn a little bit more about the history of Klompen Stampers and what Tulip Time's all about. Now, if you'd like to order any of these products, on that blog post will be the link to do that as well. And I appreciate it when you pick me to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Don't forget to use my host code. That's on the blog as well. And then you can earn points towards a free stamp set. So reach out to us if you have any questions or if we can help you with anything. We're here for you, and we're here to help you make quick and easy cards. We'll be stamping again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.